Song I really had no joy in writing and had no joy in releasing. It's it's a protest song. It's about Afghanistan, and let me tell you kind of how it came about, because I think it's important to understand the context behind this song, because there's been a certain impression that I don't think is on the money. Like all of us, I think when we saw the initial images out of Afghanistan with the person falling from the planes and the people handing their babies, the moms handing their babies over walls, we were all kind of stunned and shocked and horrified. And frankly, it reminded me a little bit of 9/11. Remember when the people were falling from the World Trade Center, just those images. I still had no intention of writing a song, and the song only started to form when our 13 soldiers were killed and the 100 Afghans in the suicide bomber attack. And, you know, like many folks, I was angry, I was upset, I thought it was preventable, and I didn't know what to do, so I do what a lot of songwriters and artists do. They go in their studio and they bang me on my piano, more as a cathartic exercise than anything. Still wasn't planning on writing a song, and then finally, about a week later, after our troops left, I got a call from a friend, this woman who's one of my heroes. She's done incredible work around the world, humanitarian work, going into Africa and doing incredible work, saving people and desperate people. And I hadn't talked to her in a while, and she called and said, "Hey, I need a contact." And I'm like, "No problem, what's going on?" And she said, "Well, I'm organizing evacs of AMSITs from Afghanistan." And me being just the singer dude, you know, your song, you guys would know, I didn't know what an AMSIT was. I'm like, "What's an AMSIT?" She's like, "Well, American citizen." And there was some silence on the line, and I thought, I said, "Wait, you and your colleagues are gonna go risk your lives to rescue American citizens that we left behind?" And she was, again, kind of quiet, and I heard some kind of sniffling on the other end, and she said, "Yeah." So I didn't understand that world, how that could be happening. So that night I wrote a few more songs, a few more verses. And then finally the song finished itself when the president came out and gave his extraordinary success speech. And again, I was confused, I was frankly a little insulted, but I had hope because, you know, I've always had great respect for our military. I spent 20 years playing for troops, and I was hoping that General Milley and General Austin would come out and clarify that. I understand politicians like to say certain things of either party, and sometimes we like scratch our heads. But I expect the generals to be the adults in the room. But when they came out and parroted the same extraordinary success, what a great airlift, we broke the Guinness Book of Records of airlifts, and everything kind of went according to plan, I was scared because I knew they knew that wasn't true. And I realized that this was not a military operation, this was not a humanitarian operation, this was a political exercise. And those last few lines wrote themselves. Now, I know some of you are probably squirming in your chair right now. I might be too. But I'll tell you this from my heart. This song is not a political song. It is a moral song. It is a moral song about leave no man behind, leave no ally behind, and it's a song about accountability, that we expect that out of our leaders. Now, thank you. If Donald Trump or a Republican was president and we were in this position, I would write the same song. Only the names would change. And I don't just say that. Those of you who know me know I was pretty critical of the last administration. So it's not a political song, but of course in the world we live in, everything is political. And it's been embraced by one side and shunned by the other. Where frankly it'd be much easier on me if Donald Trump was president, then I'm sure I'd be practicing my Grammy speech. But tribalism is dangerous. Tribalism is dangerous. I suffer from it, we all suffer from it. But when it's huge issues like Afghanistan and the consequences of what we've done and losing the trust of our allies and breaking the American promise, I think it's really important we have to rise above tribalism and look at it through a moral lens. And I've been playing the song now for maybe six or seven nights. And what's happened in the last few days has actually been very illuminating to me and very emotional. Talking about veterans, I've had many veterans come up to me, especially Afghan vets, and many of them can't even speak. They are so angry that there's been no accountability for what everybody knows has been strategic malfeasance, and ashamed that those that fought with them, maybe even saved their lives, their Afghan allies, have been left to the Taliban. And they just walk up and there's tears in their eyes and we just basically hug and cry. And there's also active military too. I was in Annapolis the other night. Yeah, there you go. And there were some, I'm not going to give too much details, but there were some active military that came up and said, thank you for saying what we're feeling, because if we say it, we'll be thrown out or court-martialed. And again, I understand there's a reason you can't criticize the military, I understand that, but there's a lot of sense out there from our veterans that what happened, we have to take it back to accountability for. We have to admit complicity. If we don't, we'll never be able to atone. And certainly it's not every veteran, it's not every military family, but there are a lot. So my mission when I wrote the song was two things. One, to keep Afghanistan on the front foot so we can continue to rescue folks down there. How surreal is this, my friends? Some singer dude, some over-the-hill singer, am now getting emails to help evac American citizens and allies from Afghanistan. Okay? Yeah. I appreciate that, but that's not a world I want. Okay, that's not a world I want. And I'm working with incredible people. It was surreal. Just the other day I was watching the hearings and General Austin was asked, did we leave Americans behind? And he can't even say it. He says, well, there were Americans there. And then he said, well, we're getting those out who want to get out, that are implying that pretty much everybody wants to get out. And I literally was looking at a picture on my computer of two American citizens stuck at the border that can't get out. Right. And so that disconnect to me is dangerous. And again, I hope you listen to the song with a moral viewpoint, because I know people are already using it, as a political bullet in the culture war. But I think we have to rise above that. At least I'm going to try to. So here is Blood on My Hands. Got blood on my hands. Got blood on my hands. And I don't understand what's happening. There's blood on these hands. They're still Americans, left to the Taliban, and how's that happening? Winking, blinking, can't you look me in the eyes? Willy, tell me, this will defend your sacred motto. Now means never mind. Hands. There's blood on my hands. Got blood on my hands. The flag of the Taliban. Whoa, General Austin, was there no honor in shame? Can you spell Bagram without the letters in the lane? Did Uncle Joe stick a trip in your veins? I can't hear her scream. If she's not on asking what's happening.